Hi, I'm Andy, co-founders of Foco Academy, functional health and wellness coaches. As the world starts to wake up to the new normal, a lot has changed, so we're also tweaking the focus of our messaging on how to get ahead in this new environment, this new world. We're still focusing on the time, health, and relationships, and we're still utilizing the same set of success principles. It's been over 18 months since the beginning of the pandemic. Do you wonder, what are the signs that tell us whether a person's at greater risk of injury or death? And what type of people barely even knew they caught the virus? Whether you are vaccinated or not, you should know that taking the vaccinations does not prevent you from catching the virus, nor does it prevent you from passing the virus to others. What are the signs that tell us whether the vaccinations would lower their chance of mortality or not? The signs are all actually posted in the CDC as a health metric. And if you have this particular problem with this health metric, it doesn't matter whether you took the shot or not. You are at higher risk of injury and death if you catch any deadly virus. Now, interestingly, even though it is posted on the CDC site, we don't hear anybody from CDC, the WHO, or some other official talk about it in the news. Even more surprisingly is most doctors don't even talk about this particular metric to you. Now, this health metric, the root of all health perils, causes more problems than just catching the virus. It can also impair your ability to fight off all other infections and puts you at higher risk of injury and mortality and many other types of illnesses. This metric is easy to measure. I check mine several times a day. I can do this at home, and honestly, so can you. It is one of the most important health metrics that you should measure daily or at least weekly. It can give you a good idea about how long you will live and what quality of life you'll get. And this metric is blood sugar. But before we talk about blood sugar, let's first talk about metabolic efficiency. Metabolic efficiency. If your body is metabolically efficient, your body is capable of converting sugar into energy, which we all know, right? But it also can convert fat into energy. However, if your body is overloaded with sugars from processed foods, take-home meals, your body accumulates way too much sugar for you to process, and your body will instead start storing this sugar as fat in your body, right? Which can cause chronic inflammation in the future inside your body. And chronic inflammation is bad. When I talk about the root of all evils, it really is chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is the first step in all chronic underlying conditions. So let's talk about blood sugar. What exactly is blood sugar? Well, literally, blood sugar is the level of sugar stored in your blood at any one time. Pretty simple, right? Your blood sugar level fluctuates up and down throughout the day depending on how well your body processes sugar and obviously how much sugar you eat during the day, right? Blood sugar level also can change according to how much you exercise, how well you sleep, and this is the important one, how much stress you have. Let me ask you this. Do you know what your current blood sugar level is? Well, I bet you most people don't, at least not on a daily basis. So you may have even chronic blood sugar levels without even knowing it, and that's a bigger problem. There are two ways to test your blood sugar levels: the fasting glucose blood test and the hemoglobin A1C test. The fasting glucose is when you fast, you basically don't eat for 12 hours before you take your blood test. It represents your blood sugar level at that particular moment in time. It's like a snapshot, a picture. The HbA1c test, the hemoglobin test, measures the glycated hemoglobin, which is a specific form of protein that carries oxygen throughout the body. This glycated hemoglobin, well, what a mouthful, is formed when hemoglobin is exposed to glucose that's inside your blood, whenever the blood is processing sugar either for energy or storing it for fat. The HbA1c, or the hemoglobin A1c, measures the average blood sugar levels over a period of about 12 weeks or 3 months. So it's almost like an average of your blood sugar levels over the last 3 months. You get that? The last 3 months. The fasting blood sugar and the HbA1c test tells a different story, and you really need to have both to gauge how stable your blood sugar levels are. And if you only get them tested once a year, then you're only able to know how healthy you are 3 months out of the year. Makes sense, right? Well, the good news is that you can test your fasting glucose at home as often as you want. You don't need to be diabetic to do so. Fasting glucose tells you body how well it's processing sugar at the moment. This is how you can tell if your body is metabolically efficient, metabolically healthy or not. So why is blood sugar so important? Well, chronic high blood sugars can cause serious health problems because it affects your arteries, it affects your heart, it affects your brain, it affects your kidney, your nerves, and your eyes, and all sorts of other systems. If left unchecked, chronic high blood sugar can cause type 2 diabetes that can lead to heart attacks, kidney failure, blindness, and even loss of limbs. So, what is considered a healthy fasting glucose and HbA1c number? Well, that really depends on who you ask. Medically speaking, that is, if you ask your medical doctor, they'll probably tell you that you should have a fasting glucose number below 125 milligram per deciliter, but preferably around 108 or so. That's the medical guideline. For your HbA1c number, they'll tell you that you should have a number below 5.7%. From your doctor's perspective, they're only concerned when your fasting glucose is over 125 milligram per deciliter, or your HbA1c number is over 5.7% consistent. Because once you get past these numbers, they are instructed to give you what? Prescription medicine. Right? But as a functional nutrition and longevity specialist, our goal is not only to help you stay away from medication, we really strive for optimal health to live longer and better. For fasting glucose, we try to stay within 75 to 85 milligram per deciliter and an HbA1c number of 4.3 to 4.6%. When your blood sugars are at this optimal level, your body is metabolically efficient and is capable of burning both sugar and fat and turn them into energy that you need. Your body by nature is built like a hybrid engine that can burn both types of fuel, meaning of course, both sugar and fats. Normally your body will first burn sugar you have in your blood and turn that into energy. But if you have too much blood sugar that is not consumed as energy, some of that will be stored as glycogen, which is a form of energy reserve, and the remaining, guess what, is stored as fat. When your body is metabolically efficient, it can tap into this fat reserve and burn that energy as ketones when it uses up all the sugar and glycogen reserves. Isn't that cool? However, the body can only do that when your blood sugar is at optimal levels. It cannot do it when your blood sugar is too high. If the blood sugar levels are too high, your body loses the ability to burn fat and end up only burning some of the sugar. The rest of the sugar gets stored as fat, and as fat accumulates inside your body starts losing the ability to burn it, and it will slowly cause inflammation. It doesn't matter how much exercise you do, you may gain more muscle, but you never burn off the fat as your body does not have the ability to do so when your blood sugar is high. That's why you may see some overweight people working out 7 days a week, doing these crazy hard workouts, and yet they're not really losing any weight or fat at all. So my recommendation for you is to get your blood sugar into optimal levels, and you will start feeling your fat melt off your body. And the best way to measure your fasting blood sugar is to use a meter. So we use the Keto Mojo's The Keto Mojo readers are awesome. They measure both your blood sugar and your ketones, which is your ability to burn fat. And all it takes is a little prick of your finger. Well, the link is provided below if you want to get one of these cool tools to measure your body's metabolic efficiency and the ability to burn sugar and fat by measuring your blood sugars and ketones all in 1 meter. You know, the highest death rates every year are related to diabetes, heart problems, and kidney problems. Coincidentally, in 2020, the death rates are also related to people with these same problems. And I'm sure 2021 will be the same. Do you know what your current blood sugar level is? This is the one metric that is an important indicator that tells you your longevity and your quality of life. Get a Keto Mojo now to see whether your health stands out and take back control of your life. Till next time, love what you live and live what you love.